Off in the distance in those trees back there, you're probably seeing a little bit of our state flower, and that's mistletoe. Now, right now, mistletoe is causing a lot of controversy in Oklahoma. It has a lot of historic value in the state of Oklahoma, and it was proclaimed years ago as our state flower because it was one of the few green things that pioneers had to lay on graves in the dead of winter. However, mistletoe is also a parasite, and there are those in Oklahoma who would like to see mistletoe done away with as our state flower. Now, a lot of you know that gaillardia or blanket flower was proclaimed about 3 years ago as our state wildflower, but our state flower has continued to be mistletoe. And mistletoe is somewhat attractive in the middle of winter. It does show up nicely at Christmas time to hang up somewhere and have sweetheart's kiss underneath. It has a lot of nice lore there, but it is a parasite. And this is a branch I've taken off of a silver maple tree that just happens to be getting ready to bloom. It was taken in the Tulsa area. I just want to show you on mistletoe where it attaches to the tree. Not only does it feed on the tree, but it also spreads throughout the limbs. And right down here are some little buds of mistletoe starting to pop up through the wood of this silver maple. So that even though you see mistletoe in a tree and possibly want to take it out, if you just break it off, you'll still have new buds coming up. So the way to get rid of it is to cut the limb that's growing on about 2 feet below the site where the mistletoe is occurring. Now, a lot of you may like mistletoe and enjoy seeing it around. And we want to know what your opinion is here on Oklahoma Gardening, right, Ray?
Right. Now, we're neither proposing or opposing mistletoe as the state flower because, as Sue said, it does have quite a legacy behind it. But I also know for a fact that particularly in eastern and southern parts of the state, sometimes trees can really get heavy laden with mistletoe. It can in fact cause some damage to some trees, not only ornamental trees in the home, but also some of our larger trees out in the forested areas. So we'd like to know what your opinion is. If you think mistletoe should be retained as our state flower, then why don't you drop us a card and let us know that? Or perhaps you would like to suggest another flower that may be the state flower for Oklahoma. And there have been many flowers that have been suggested in the past. So we'd like for you to just simply drop us a card here at Oklahoma Gardening and let us know if you wish to retain mistletoe as the state flower or if you would suggest another flower. And while you're doing that, we'd like to get some more information from you. We'd like to know what part of the state you're viewing Oklahoma Gardening from, and also the types of things that you would like to see us cover on some future Oklahoma Gardening programs, because we do want to have the show to satisfy the needs of our viewers as much as possible. Now, we have gone throughout some parts of the state and taken Oklahoma Gardening out and visited on locations to many sites, but primarily these have been in the eastern part of Oklahoma. We would also like to get into western Oklahoma and southwestern Oklahoma and the northern parts of the state. So if you're living in an area and you have a particular spot in your part of the state that you think should be featured in Oklahoma Gardening because of some of the uniqueness of the way people garden or the things that would be of interest to our viewers, then jot that down on the same card when you write in and give us some information about your preference for the state flower. We'd like to hear from you on these topics.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.